Hi, this is Michael. It's Saturday, May 2nd, and I wrapped up week 7, getting ready to go to week 8. Not much to report. Exercise is going really well. They continue to really push me really hard, which is really good. I'm excited about being at having lost about 30 pounds. One of the things that is starting to change now is 6, 7 weeks ago when I first started, I was having a lot of trouble sleeping, both insomnia, but also waking up a lot during the night. Go sleep on the couch, go sleep in a chair, go back to bed, or I'd go to bed and then I'd wake up and couldn't go back to sleep. So now, for the most part, sleep is going really well. I go to bed and I actually go to sleep and sleep in the bed for the whole night. I haven't got up and slept on the couch in front of the TV or in a recliner. I haven't done that, probably for at least 3 or 4 weeks now that I can think of. So I'm really happy about that. Coming up next week is 2-month fitness assessments and more measurements, so we'll have more interesting statistics for everyone to check out. And I was getting a little bored with my breakfasts. They were pretty much cottage cheese, egg beaters, lunch meat, and oatmeal, and I was getting pretty bored, so I asked Brian, one of the trainers I work with, Fitness Together, for some thoughts, and he said, hey, try some protein pancakes. So I got on the web and found some recipes for protein pancakes, and they're really healthy, and thanks Brian for the tip. So I'm going to conclude this video with a demonstration on how to make blueberry protein pancakes. I've watched the video, so one thing I forgot to mention in the video is at the end, when you're making the blueberry topping, you want to heat up the blueberries in the microwave for about 90 seconds, so they're nice and hot. So other than that, hope you enjoy it. And if you'd like to see more food demonstrations or maybe some of the creative recipes Audrey or I have come up with to stay on this healthy track of eating, just leave me a comment or send me a note and I'll do more. So thanks, and see you next week. Good morning, this is Michael. It's Saturday, May 2nd, and I'm about to make one of my favorite weekend breakfasts, and I'm going to demonstrate it for you. So let's get started. So what this breakfast is called is protein pancakes. And basically you're going to need a blender. I use a Magic Bullet, which is a real handy thing to have these days, so I suggest if you don't have one, you get one. But the basic recipe, we're going to start with 1/2 cups of old-fashioned oatmeal, 1/2 cup of egg substitute, egg beaters, and 1/2 cup of 1% low-fat cottage cheese. And I've already got that in that blender. And to that, I'm going to add about 1/8 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Now let me get the top on here. And we're simply just going to blend it up. Okay, so over here I have my hot griddle pan, and it's still not quite where I want it. So yeah, it's probably about ready. So I'm going to add some canola oil spray here. And the one thing with your griddles, a technique for pancakes or French toast or what have you, at least one of my secrets is that once your pan gets hot where you want it,
I always then turn down the heat because you don't want it to keep, you want it to kind of stay at the temperature it's at. And this one has a cast iron base, so now that it's hot, it'll pretty much stay hot. So I usually just turn down my heat a little bit, so the pancakes don't burn. You want them to brown, but not cook all the way through. So we're going to start by just pouring on about a half cup of our batter. Now this recipe is a complete meal for one person, so if you want to make more for more people, then you can go ahead and just double the recipe. Today I'm using blueberries as my fruit ingredient for this breakfast. So just grab a few blueberries and drop them into the pancakes. Now, this will make 3 pancakes, so I'm going to let these brown, and now I'm going to go ahead and do my 3rd pancake, and then when I have my 3rd pancake batter out of the blender, I will rejoin you and show you how to make the blueberry topping that goes on the top of the pancakes. Okay, this is Michael, and we're back. So, I'm about ready to flip my 3rd pancake, and one of the keys to kind of knowing when to do that, you see all these bubbles in here? It's just like regular pancakes. When the bubbles appear, you know to start checking underneath and checking for doneness. So I'm going to flip the pancake. And of course, you know, if you want to measure out your batter, you might get your pancakes a little more even. My 3rd one here is noticeably a little bit bigger than my other 2, but hey. Then we're back to the magic bullet. What we have in here are the remainder of our frozen blueberries that we didn't use in our pancakes, with a packet of Splenda and a little lemon zest, probably a 1/4 to a half of the zest of 1 lemon. And we're just going to blend that up. So, I'm going to turn my stove off here. And we're just about ready to eat dinner, or breakfast I should say. Let me just check. We'll let it cook just a little more. Just snap the edges. Okay. So we're going to add our 3rd pancake to our breakfast. And we're going to pour on our blueberry topping, which is just yummy. And then I like a little crunch in my meals, so and we don't have hardly any fat in here, so just a little of the spray on the stove and some of the fat from the cottage cheese. So I've got 3 pecans that I have chopped up rather fine, just to give a little crunch, and the nuttiness really complements the oatmeal and the pancakes. So there we have blueberry protein pancakes. I'm going to eat now, so thanks, and I'll talk to you next week.